My cat is high as shit. He's got 6 teeth pulled the other day on Monday. Today's Wednesday. They broke into a bunch of little pieces. Of course, we keep it. All our animals' body parts, as they get chopped off, we just basically keep the bones, keep the teeth, keep anything we can. But yeah, his eyes are finally getting normal. But up until early this morning, they were just huge black circles. Topical medication on the back of his neck. That's an antibiotic and a pain thing, but it's supposed to last like 4 days. So. But they don't understand that these pain patches that last a week and these other pain ointments and stuff that last a few days, these things hit you hard in the beginning and then they gradually wear off because you're getting most of the medication in the beginning. Then, like those stupid patches they gave me, they're like, don't touch them, don't rub them, don't push against them, just stick it on a certain way they show you. And you're not supposed to rub against it, but it's on my left side, or it was on my right side, and I sleep on my right side, so you're pushing against it while you're sleeping. In the middle of the night, my heart was racing. I was so messed up from the pain patch that I totally understand why my cat's been wonky for 3 days. Because that stupid pain ointment he gets the majority of it first couple days, and they're like, well, the other injection you got, the antibiotic and pain stuff, that one will make him super sleepy, but he hasn't slept from Monday morning at 3 a.m. until today at 8 a.m., which is Wednesday. He did not sleep. He just constantly paced up and down the stairs through every room of the house, just kind of like happy to be home, but unsure where he was. Just, yeah, it was pretty interesting. Every time we have a animal go through surgery, there's all kinds of outcomes. Sometimes it can go all right, like his dog attack surgery. That one was way longer. He was down for, and had some brown in your fur, and I can't pull it up. Almost like a piece of gummy food or something stuck in your hair. But we had our last dog. That poor thing twice had, I think it was twice, had to be knocked out for surgery, and for a whole day after it, good 24 hours, 36 hours, just confused, pacing nonstop, would not settle down. And try and get him to lay down. He'd lay down for a second and get right back up, and just could not get him to calm himself. And it sucked because you're stressing him out so bad, or her. But yeah, he did all right with his other ones, but this last one, I guess it was just the pain medication, just made him wonky, and he was wasted. uh, and being wasted for a short period is all right, but when you're wasted for a long time, it's like remember many times on certain things, or you're just after like a day of being all goofed up and sitting there just laying in bed, just come on, man, please let me go to sleep. Taking stuff to try and fall asleep. Uh, I need out of it. But yeah, I'd say the way he acted was very much like some crackheads I seen. I would basically get themselves a quarter, sit there and go through it, get another one, another one, another one instead of buying a big amount and saving some money. Then they run out of money, and then next thing you know, they're freaking out and picking through the carpets, walking around, pacing and stuff. That's kind of how he was. But yeah. So our cat over the last couple months got sprayed by a skunk. About a week and a half after getting sprayed by a skunk, it's attacked by a dog, 8 puncture wounds. It's looking good. You're falling. I can't help it. Yeah, you're falling. You're not easy to hold on to. It'd be better if you just curled up on your bed, on your couch or your chair, and just got all comfy. But then after 3 weeks of trying to recover from that stupid dog wound, he gets back to a relatively more lively self, kind of getting better with everything, and the wound healed up nicely. But he still has that limp that he'll probably have forever now, and he'll get arthritis in the cold weather. We'll find out this winter how that goes. But yeah, it was quite the couple months, and then a week of relative calmness, and then it has to go in and get 6 teeth removed. Apparently, cats get this little red bacterial thing on the teeth enamel, and it'll start spreading. Well, we got them in as soon as we found out about it, and of course, they told us you might have to take 2 teeth out, and I ended up taking 6. And then they asked us about 3 other ones that they weren't sure if the enamel was the same stuff or not, but those 3 teeth in the way back have some enamel looking stuff on them. But we're like, oh, we'll wait on that because that could be a couple of years. We'll just sit there, watch it over that period, and see what happens. But I don't know how I'm going to do comic book reviews with you on this, but we will try. See what happens. See how it goes. We're going to start out with Alice Cooper, number 2 of volume 2. This is. That makes no sense. Maybe I got this wrong. No, this is volume 2, number 2, but it says issue 1. But in here, we have the angels dealing with Alice Cooper. Well, this is Alice Cooper and his young, in his, at some point, he supposedly lived for a long period, and at some point, this is what he was going through, and the devil wanted is what he's fighting against, and the devil was a composer and self-proclaimed greatest musician of all time or whatever. And then all kinds of things went wrong. His world fell apart, and then he decided to go against man. And then Alice was given the authority, the power to. Are you freaking out? You're still high, aren't you? Your eyes look way better, but you're still wasted a little bit, aren't you? But yeah, you can see here. This is where the main bite was, two of the big puncture wounds. It's all fuzzy hair now. All starting to grow back. But yeah, it's by Dynamite Entertainment. Wonderful job. I like the volume one way better. And volume two's picking up slowly but surely. I think it's only going to be another 5 issues again. I think that's what the first one was, 5 or 6. But Rodney Barnes, Edu Mena did this one. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's basically Alice is given a guitar that can mess with the demons, and you're seeing him bring it into power whenever he can. And we're seeing where like he'll be out and about and he can play a couple notes, and all of a sudden demons start bursting into flames. It's like, well, if you got this ability, go around jamming out all the time and you'll wipe out all the demons around you. So that kind of threw me off the whole thing because that's too simple of a weaponized character. I think it should be a little bit harder to take the demons down. Maybe as you're jamming out, lightning comes out of the guitar and shoots at him, but it takes a while to take him down. But when you just start playing notes and all of a sudden, poof, 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 all these demons are bursting into ash, it kind of takes away from it. All right, we got Archie Halloween Spectacular. These are great. Uh, you get your little mini stories in here. Yeah, Tom DeFalco, Francis Benet, Frank Doyle, Tanae Del Rio, Dan Parent, Rosario Tio Penna. You got Glenn Whitmore, Jack Morelli, and there's just so many people that are involved in this. But it starts out with a trick or treat monster mashup. The two little Halloween shitheads causing some problems at a little haunted house party that Archie and the gang are throwing together. And Trick is off causing problems. Treat's more interested in the sugar bar, the candy, where all the candy goodies are. Yeah, this is really not working out well with you on my lap. Oh, Lenny. You should really sit on the chair and get comfortable so I can go through this easier. They'd have all the stories listed on the cover. But yeah, it's fun watching them. The characters, oh, Trick messes with Archie and Jughead and stuff. You gotta read the stories to find out what happens in them all. But we got Betty and Veronica in Cemetery Situation, where they go to the cemetery and they're hanging out and taking pictures, and they're noticing things that are popping up in the pictures. They gotta deal with what happens because of it. Then we got Man's Best Friend, or Archie and Jughead, or basically hanging out at it's kind of like a cemetery by an old house, and they're thinking that they're wanting to see if the house is haunted, and they go in there and they're taking pictures and doing things and hanging out with Dracula, the owner of the castle, and all the right things are happening, but they're taking it the wrong way. And that's funny the way they do it. Then we got Sabrina the Teenage Witch in Frightful Face Off. where you got Amber Nightstone and Sabrina continuing a battle from their past, and they end up crossing paths again and get into a battle around a bunch of Sabrina's friends, and Sabrina's got to try and hide it in a way so her friends don't find out that she's really a witch, of course, and all that stuff. But yeah, these are a lot of fun. I like the one shots during the holidays. They give you a good little assortment of fun short stories that are complete. You don't have to worry about continuation and all that stuff with them. We got Mark Miller and Pepe Larez doing Big Game. This is issue number 4 of 5, the penultimate. This is just a wonderful storyline. And the way they did this with bringing all the characters from Image Comics, the different, I mean, you got Hit Girl, you got our young vampires, you got all the different characters, and we got an entity that's found a way to kind of get ahead of the game and try and take out some of our soups. They just feel that there's too many soups out there, which I feel I agree with them. And it's time to change the thing, and the baddies just need to get the upper hand again. But in this one, it focuses most on Hit Girl, and she got away in the last issue by using a certain time dimension portal, which I hate, but they're doing a good job with this. But either way, once it's all done and said and done, if there's anybody still alive on the good side, they can always take the time jump and go back before this happens and change everything again. So that's why I hate that. I hate even the thought of that concept. But I love this whole storyline. I love the way that they're doing it. And I'm getting interested in some characters that I have not read their books yet, and now I want to go back and check out some of these, like Nemesis is the main baddie, one of the main baddies in this, and he's got some pretty wicked powers, so I don't know what he has. Nightclubs are vampire ones. The Magic Order, I believe I read something like a Halloween or a Free Comic Book Day preview of it or something, and it was okay, but I'm not big on that one. But the characters in this run from the Magic Order got me interested in learning a little bit more about them, so I might have to pick up some in the near future. We'll see. Then we got Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer, number 4. It's by Casey Gilly, Oriol Roig, Nicola Izzo, and Gloria Martinelli. This story is still a lot of fun. Still doing a great job with it. We had Buffy off on vacation with Spike, and Thessaly doing her thing, and what's her name? I always want to say Cordelia is her watcher while Buffy's away and playing. I can't help it. You're the one that climbed up on me. Let's see here. In an alternate universe in a not-so-distant future, Buffy Summers once stood as the only Slayer left after the entire line was eradicated. Nearly 50 years after she was first called, friendless and alone, she wandered the streets of London in the shadows till a new slayer was called in the form of Thessaly, the daughter of Willow and Tara, who has taken up the mantle and now trains as the last vampire slayer. Which I think that's stupid because there's other vampire slayers. Buffy was the only one, and then all of a sudden there was like hundreds of them. There's other vampire slayers out there. Last vampire slayer sure as hell ain't gonna just be here in the U.S. hanging out. I mean, they're gonna be somewhere else. But yeah, she has to deal with some big problems with her girlfriend and her girlfriend's family and friends, and finding out more about them and what they're up to, and Cecily has to deal with it, and while she does, a bunch of things happen, and yeah, that's also, I believe, the penultimate, because I think that's a 5-issue run. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the final one. But yeah, every time someone gets in a new relationship, there's always something that they got to watch out for. Problems. And let's hit one more here. We got Creepshow number 2. Tales of Suspense and Horror. Michael Walsh, Dan Waters, and Abigail Larson. Sure to send shivers down your spine. Our first issue. Get my arm away without you falling over. Is called Man with No Eyes. We see a kid watching TV while his father's headed off to work. He can't afford a babysitter, so the kid's babysitter is a TV. And it says, don't stay up late. Get to bed, eat your dinner, do your stuff, get to bed at a decent time. And instead, the kid's obsessed with this TV. It's a magic show that he's obsessed with. And magician just so happens to start talking to the kid, and all kinds of interesting things happen, and then you get to see what happens with the father eventually. And you could say these two stories in this one kind of work out pretty well together because they kind of link equally with the outcome of what the people do to get through or to deal with the entities that they're dealing with. The second one is called Keep It Down, where this lady is able to hear ghosts, see ghosts in her house or wherever she is, and she just can't take it anymore. The noise is just never ending. These characters just won't stop talking. They're constantly trying to tell her something. She's not listening. She's sick of it. And she should have listened before she does what she does. But it's an interesting little outcome. Very well done. I'm loving the creep shows. I want to watch the series, see if it's exactly the same as the books. I hope they're different stories, but the way it sounds, they might be the same. Which is a bummer if they did that, but we'll see. They're all good stories, anyways. We got time for another one since the turd got off me. We got DC's Ghouls Just Wanna Have Fun. Yeah, ghouls, they wanna have fun. We got The Question in A Look to Die For by Ellen Tremedy and Tyler Crook. A lot of these characters, I didn't really get the character feel from them. but now I didn't even look at the namesakes and stuff. I assumed who these characters were and stuff. But yeah, the question character kind of gets into the it's kind of like a bad to badder side of basically you got a slaughter issue crossed over with a fashion show issue. It's interesting how the question sneaks into things and gets into where she needs to be to deal with the parties that are causing the problems. And then we had Green Lantern in the Shadow over Coast City by Kenny Porter, Riley Rosmo, Ivan Placentia, and Tom Napolitano. This was interesting seeing the Green Lantern and the demon Etrigan uh, kind of working with / against each other and the entity that they have to deal with. We get Animal Man in This Day Anything Goes. Or do we? Oh, that must be for something else that I'm seeing. Okay. But yeah, with the Animal Man character, we're getting to see his daughter and see what she has to deal with being a teenager. I think she's a teenager in here. And he's kind of like watching over her and always trying to be protective. And he's bummed, of course, because she's stuck with his abilities and she's going to have to deal with that now the rest of her life. And just seeing the things to cross over with him, I've been liking the Animal Man character more and more. Not sure. Just the first introduction to his daughter so far for me, but hoping to read some more about her in the future. We got Nightwing and the Dark Bite, written by Christopher Sean, Linnea, Dexter Soy, Veronica Gandini, and Wes Abbott. I'm liking the Nightwing character more and more that I read about him. This one we get some Grundy action, we get the Red Hood, we get vampire stuff going on. Very interesting. We got Superman in the Spoils by Gregory Burnham, Javier Rodriguez, Hassan Otsmane Elwa. And this one, you're dealing with Superman, dealing with ghoul issues and what he has to do to get away, deal with his things, get back in time, and all that stuff. Standard Superman stuff is alright. Robot Man in Not Fade Away by Alex Gallar, Fabio Perez, John, colors by John, Ron Delgado. This is a unique look at the Robot Man and seeing himself outside of himself. We got Crush and Lobo and Happy Hal Lobo Ween by Adam F. Goldberg, Hans Rodenoff, Danny Earls, Patricio Del Peche, Del Peach or Del Peche, and Dave Sharp. This one was fun seeing Crush and Lobo, father and daughter, dealing with their differences and trying to get through things while trying to get through their own lives at the same time. Then you got Man Bat in Out of the Shadows by John Arcudi, Sean McManus, Dave Stewart, and Carlos M. Miguel. And that was another fun, interesting look at Man Bat. Seeing a lady seeing Man Bat, freaked out by him, but yet he's there to save her. So she's like, there's another beast attacking her, and a different beast saves her, and she ends up liking the beast and trying to help with things. They're all interesting stories. Not as good as I was hoping. It was probably one of my least favorite compilations for this year's Halloween so far. But that's mainly because all the new characters just, yeah. It's like we have so many characters already, and now all of them are having children that have the same powers and all this, and it's getting insane. But I did like the book overall. I'm glad I picked it up. Got to learn a little bit about some characters I didn't know too much about, and I got to enjoy the characters I do know. And of course, nice short stories that are complete, and you don't have to worry about having to pick something up in the future to catch up to where you're at. Get everything in one book, and you get a variety of stories. And that was a pretty good chunk of stories that they gave you for that one. But yeah, that was the first round of reviews for this week. I will try and get some more out. I got a nice big stack yet to review. I got some reading done, so that's a good thing. But just got to get these out. Try and put out at least a few this weekend. Since it's a holiday weekend. Be something to listen to and watch. So rate, review, tell a friend. Keep following us at Under the Cull of MS. Check out Crimson Cull Comic Club. Lots of fun episodes there. Lots of great comics that we've been reviewing in that show also. So check those out. Got audio and video available. And we will get back to you with more goodies soon. Bye.